Do you think it's weird that we put serial killers to death? No? Okay. It's just... No, just hear me out. I only ask because somebody got to kill all them, and it's usually the same person. So isn't an executioner just a serial killer that made it? Like, isn't he just like the industry plant of serial killers? Like, maybe not. I'm just asking questions. Okay. Y'all probably won't like this. Okay. I saw this story and it blew my mind. I still can't get over it. Okay. There was a guy in, I think it was Indianapolis in the 60s maybe, and he was essentially like, they didn't really have the words for it back then, but he was a serial killer, and he killed, and I think he killed and ate 8 women, right? And they caught him because he just got sloppy. He became a hoarder, and it was pretty easy. Once they walked in, they were like, there is evidence everywhere. I am stepping in evidence right now. This is crazy. And so then they, gave him the perp walk, and newspaper took his picture and everything. And then they were interviewing. They did a bunch of follow-ups, and they were interviewing his friends and family and stuff like that. And then they interviewed one woman who he went on a date with between number 4 and number 5, and she was like, I thought we had a great time and went back to his place, and then he, was being all rude and everything, and then he ended up kicking me out. And I was like, wait. As I was reading it, I was like, is she mad she didn't get eaten? It's hard to get context through text sometimes, but she just sounds so indignant. I'm like, wait. She doesn't even sound like, oh, thank goodness. She's like, what's wrong with me? Like, why? Like, all right, I'm delicious, okay? I bit my lip the other day and it was fire, all right? You don't know what you missed. But yeah, she said that, went back to his place. They were chatting and everything, and then like, I don't know, he just, all of a sudden he was all rude and stuff, and then ended up being like, I think it's best if you just go home. And there was a part of me that was like, look, maybe they were having a great date, great conversation, and then whatever was so special about this woman, he was like, I can't do it. I can't. She's too good of a person. Like, I got to get her away from me. Let me be rude. Let me just kick her out, something like that. Save her from me. But then the other part of me was like, no, I think this is the most annoying person that's ever lived. I think this dude is a serial killer, and he brought this woman home to kill her, maybe eat her, and then she just, at a certain point, the conversation's going so poorly, he's like, I can't even eat this bitch. Like, this... Like, showed a picture of her kissing her cat on the mouth or something. He was like, Some things are just disgusting, all right? Sometimes I really worry badly that we're like, as people, that we're lost. And that one of the reasons we're lost is that we don't really have any more like heroes to look up to. I mean, some people have heroes, but then the hero's like an actor, and I'm like, what are you doing? You want to be like the guy that pretends? You know what I mean? And just I was thinking about it for a while over the weekend. Because what we used to have was very little access to anyone we considered a hero. And because of that lack of access, if you really wanted to know about this person, if they became famous enough in their own lifetime, there'd be a person that came, a writer that came and followed them around for years, maybe decades, and then they wrote a biography. And we didn't even give a second thought to how biased it probably was, or how much the writer may have come to love this person. We were just like, okay, wow, what a great human. But that's a problem. I don't even think that everyone makes it seem like Gen Z or Gen X or like millennials, all this stuff like that are so different. I don't think we are. I think every generation of people has always been hopelessly human. And now we just see all of it. That's what's so scary now, is that there are great leaders that may not get the chance because we already saw them not be like worthy. You know what I mean? We find out a lot of the stuff we find out about people now that we think are great after they died. And now we see all the stuff, we see all the mistakes happen in real time, and it makes people harder to follow. Do you really think you would have followed MLK if he did the Tide Pod Challenge? Do you think if a young MLK in high school was like, oh, all right, this is Martin here. We about to see what it do. And then 5 years later, he's like, march with me. They might beat our ass, but come on. No. I'm scared that's what's happening right now. I think that there's a brilliant, young, but smart for her age, wise old soul. There's a incredible person out there right now, a young Angela Davis right now, twerking. And like feet on the wall too, like nasty stuff. And then 20 years from now, when she's ready to lead a revolution, there are gonna be people that are like, this you? This you with the booty? It's like, yeah, it was a different time. It's like, nah, I've seen it now. Yeah, this was tough. That's what we're all like. That's what's so scary. It's like, that's why it takes so much faith to follow a person, but it's hard to have faith when you've just been exposed to all this stuff. I'll tell you what, I was in a TSA line behind someone. I won't say who it was, but it was someone who I respect very much for her work, right? And this didn't change how I felt about her. It's just what piqued this idea in my head, okay? She was in line ahead of me in TSA, and both of our bags got flagged, right? And so then they were doing her bag first, but I was standing kind of like near her because my bag was next. And I was like looking at my bag being like, what did I do? You know what I mean? Because when they flag it, you're like, I don't own a gun or anything, so like, what could this possibly be? And it's always water. It's water every time. It's water every single time. It is water. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, there's no way I could have let my box cutter fall into my backpack. And also when your bag gets flagged and you're just like black, you do just start wondering what could happen. You're like, all right, but could somebody have put something in my bag while I wasn't looking? Or like, start adding up the jail time and everything. So I'm standing next to her, and then they open up her bag, and there's a buzzing, and so the guy is like terrified, right? Because as soon as he unzips the bag, because at first he's like chill, he's like that deadpan, like, are there any sharp objects or things that could hurt me when I put my hand in? She was like, no, and then she's like staring at the bag while he's unzipping it, and then there's a buzzing, and the buzzing is like really strong, and it's buzzing so hard. Now he has to look, and he's like, do you know what that could be? And she's like, no, I have no idea what that could be. And she's like, my alarm is on my phone. I don't know what that could be. And so now this dude, and this is where you could tell that TSA doesn't get trained. They don't get trained for the bad stuff to really happen like that. And so then TSA, this dude over here, the bag is right here, right? This man puts a back foot, he took a step back and bent his knees like he would run. And I'm like, but then what are we supposed to, because you're not telling us to back up. And you're not calling for backup. You just over here unzipped it through the flap. And then he starts taking some of her clothes out and everything, takes some of it. And like, when I tell you, like, look, I know it's gonna sound like I'm being hyperbolic, but I'm being like genuine. When he goes to lift like another clump of clothes, because you know, they're not careful when they do this. They're not like, oh, you folded everything so neatly. I'll just take 3 shirts at a time and move them out of the bag. They just grab and so he goes to grab, and when he ended up grabbing, what he grabbed was whatever was buzzing, and so then it was in his hand for a second, and then this man audibly screamed, right? So then he over here grabbing stuff out of her bag, and then he grabs it, and you can hear it gets louder when it's in his hand, and he pulls it, it's like, and he's like, oh, oh! And then this vibrator went to town on that table. I've never seen, because it wasn't, okay, I don't know how she used it. This seemed like, maybe I'm just vanilla, but I wouldn't be able to handle something like this because it was jumping on, so it wasn't just moving along the table. It wasn't just, this thing was fully like, this motherfucker started breakdancing on the table. And then she was like, oh, that's my, he's like, I know. And now he got his gloves, but then even with the gloves, he seems scared to touch it, right? So then he gets it and like, I'm not acting like I would have known how to turn it off right away. But this really was getting away from him. Like, it really was like he finally grabbed it and he over. I've never seen someone try to do police brutality on a bike, because he tried to choke the life out of it. And then he finally accidentally turns it off. And he breathing all hard like, is there anything else in there? And she was like, no, that's the only one. And he's like, all right, you're good to go. Puts in, then it did make me laugh at the moment. Like, so not only did he put it back in the suitcase, but then he really like put her clothes back like he was trying to kill it. Like he was. And when I bring the story up, like I said, it didn't make me judge her as a person. I still very much respect her. I'm just saying, if she were to lead a revolution tomorrow, I'd be like, all right, but are we going vibrator first? Because like, I just know that about you now. You know, I hope that's gonna lead the charge. You all have been phenomenal. Thank you so much. I'm Josh Johnson. You have a good night.
I guess we're all doing better than Diddy. Oh, what a week. All right, if you don't know, I'll try to bring you up to speed very quickly. Basically, Diddy has been the devil for decades. And it's really only this year that everything's sort of coming to roost, right? It sort of started with a lawsuit brought by his ex-girlfriend, Cassie. And, in the lawsuit is detailing horrific things you will not, like, you will feel sick if you read the lawsuit. And Diddy said it was all a lie. just nothing but disgusting lies about his character, and he settled the lawsuit the next day. I don't know about you, but I've never been lied on so hard that I was like, you better stop lying about me. I will pay you as much as you want for you to stop telling me all the stuff I supposedly did. I want to make sure that this is, how much does the check need to be? It won't be in escrow. It'll be in a check form in the morning. But I will pay you as much as it takes for you to stop lying before people start looking into what you said because everybody else is saying it. Well, no, it's crazy. And even more recently, more allegations and more investigations have been going into Diddy being alleged. Legally, you have to say it. Being an alleged sex trafficker and everything, to the point where, this week, the FBI raided all of his houses. All of his houses at once, just to make sure, every single one, at the same time, make sure he wasn't house hopping or anything, just going everywhere. They grabbed all the homes and the homies, and they pulled everybody outside, and it was truly astounding to watch, because if you've ever watched, I watch a lot of news, so I remember, the Roger Stone raid. Anytime the FBI or Homeland Security does a raid, it's a weird hierarchy that you notice, because they'll show up to do the raid, right? So FBI or Homeland Security, they'll be fitted up, right? Top to bottom, they got the AR-15, they got the vest on, full body armor, they got the boots, they got the helmet, and then sometimes they actually have backup. Backup is SWAT. So then SWAT is also there dressed like SWAT, and we know what SWAT is dressed like. And then it will just be the regular police. And it kind of made me feel bad for the local police, because imagine you show up to work and all your coworkers look like Call of Duty that day. And you just have to show up with your chest. That's unfair to them. If I was a cop, I'd be like, y'all ain't got any extra ARs in the trunk or anything. I can't hold something. Y'all just showed up all prepared. Y'all said he dangerous. You know what? I'm gonna wait next to the car. That's what I'm gonna do. Y'all, this is bull. I'm not doing. And truly, watch any FBI raid. All the local police are next to the cars in the street. They're like, no, they gonna get him. They gonna get him. Oh, you better watch out, because they coming. All right. But yeah. They raided all that dude's houses at one time, pulled people out, were interrogating people, were trying to look for stuff in the houses. And meanwhile, a lot of people have been waiting on Diddy's downfall for a long time, so they track his movements. And I want to take a quick second, because a lot of people, as this is mainly a black thing, knowing about Diddy. It feels like the world didn't know. But black people, we knew. We were like, nah. Something happening with him that seems off. I don't know if I love that either. That's just been us for 2 decades with Diddy just being like, did y'all see that? You know what I mean? And so a lot of other people are catching up. So then there are things, when anything like this comes out, there are things where people ask, why is everybody talking about it now, coming forward now, stuff like that. I want to be clear. Diddy is not like a Harvey Weinstein in that way, right? Because with Harvey Weinstein, everyone started coming forward, and then people were like, why didn't y'all say something sooner? Look at him. We would have believed you. We don't do a good enough job of believing women, but with Harvey, I'd be like, whatever y'all say he did, he did. I can just see it from his build that he did whatever. But Diddy's a very different thing. Diddy is scary. A lot of people are scared of Diddy. And you want to know one of the reasons why people are scared of Diddy? Because of where he comes from. There's gangsters, then there's gangsters. Okay? Diddy's dad has ties to Frank Lucas. If you don't know Frank Lucas is who Denzel played in American Gangster. That's who Diddy's dad hung out with. That's who Diddy's dad did business with. So when you ever rewatch American Gangster and you see that scene when Frank Lucas, Denzel, stands up and in the middle, broad daylight, middle of the sidewalk, a dude disrespects him and he pulls out a gun and he shoots him in the head and kills him in front of everybody because he knows nobody will say anything. That's who Diddy's dad ran with, right? That's who taught him his like ABCs and stuff. You know what I mean? When you see that scene, that's a bone-chilling scene because it happened. That happened. He did that. He killed someone broad daylight because he knew no one around would say anything, right? So when you see that scene and you see Denzel do that, just know that one of the extras in the background, at least one of those kids, is Diddy. That's terrific, you know? And that's why people are getting so scared of him, because we know that he just moves differently, you know what I mean? And a lot of people have been waiting on his downfall for a long time. So when the FBI was raiding, people were like, where is Diddy? And you know how these kids are now? They're very smart. They can track anything. They track Diddy's plane. And so while the FBI is raiding all these homes at one time, Diddy's plane is leaving America. And I don't mean getting fueled up. I mean, the plane is over just blue. That's the ocean. The plane is gone, right? And the plane is headed for Antigua. Now, Antigua is still extradite. So a lot of people are like, why would he be going over to Antigua? Then other people said, hey, maybe he's landing in Antigua because everybody knows that's his plane. He's going to land in Antigua. He's going to get on a friend's smaller plane, and he's going to go to a country that doesn't extradite, like Bali, right? So then that plane lands in Antigua, it comes right back. When it lands, turns out Diddy was never on the plane. He was in Miami the whole time. This man is a terrible rapper and an incredible villain. I've been thrown for a loop consistently with him. Like, this man should be in a James Bond movie. You know, a lot of people are just waking up to how Diddy is, you know. We knew. You know how you know that we knew? Diddy's the only black billionaire we didn't root for. It's a very big deal when you get a black billionaire. We're always like, oh, yeah, oh, he did it. You know, I remember when that guy, you know that guy that gave the commencement speech at Morehouse, and at the end of the speech, he said he was going to pay for all the kids' student loans. That moment went viral. It was crazy. Kids were crying and everything, jumping up, screaming. I looked it up. I found the guy. His name was Robert Smith. Turns out he's a billionaire. He didn't give me any money, but I was at home like, we got another one. Diddy became a billionaire. We were like, good for you. I don't know about y'all, but I absolutely love when home drama spills out into the world. You know what I mean? I don't watch a lot of reality television, so I love when a real life couple just can't take it anymore. You know what I mean? Like they have to have it out, and they have to have it out now. And now is here. And here is where I am. So I get a free show. You know? I think it happens a lot in New York City because we don't have space. Like, y'all have real homes here. Y'all can be like, we will discuss this later. In New York, we don't have that. We're like, I want to argue in private at home, but home don't have no elbow room. I want to argue where I can move a little bit because I'm passionate with my movements. Now, if I'm arguing at home, one time I was arguing at home and I went like this to be like, oh, wait, you know, just like to hold it up. And then I hit my elbow, and there's no way to look right when you just stand there like, you know, so sometimes couples just have to have it out in that moment, you know? And I was walking I try to do this at least once a week. I was on a walk with no AirPods in, right? Just really like be around in the world, you know? And I think it's an important thing to do because it opens you up to what's happening around you. And I would have missed this had I had my AirPods in. I was walking, and as I'm walking, I see this dude bust out of the door of his house, right? He's running down the stoop of his brownstone, no shirt on, anything, looking terrified, like, what? And so I turn and I see what I can only imagine is his girlfriend or wife running behind him. And I was like, all right, this seems awesome. Let's see how it goes. And she has something in her hand, but it doesn't look like a gun, so I'm like, I'm willing to stay and see this through. Because you know, if it's a gun, people get upset, they miss. Now she done shot me, I'm bleeding out. I'm not even part of your love. I'm laying there holding my wound, y'all done worked it out. Like, this could all be for nothing. It's just she's holding something, but I can't see what it is, right? And as he's running down the stoop, she runs down with him, and she gets to this specific step, and then she goes like this, right? She goes like this, and then a piece of what she was holding flies out and hits him in the back, and he goes, and then she lets go of the other thing that she was holding. It slides down the stairs, and when it slides down, it's close enough for me to see. And when I look, it was the sleeve of a Hot Pocket. This woman done burned the hell out of this man with a Hot Pocket. In the known universe, there are about 4 states of matter, right? There's gas, there's liquid, and there's solid. There's also plasma. Now, plasma can reach a temperature of about 45,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and just under that. Close second is Hot Pocket juice. Hot Pocket juice must be studied. This will burn your soul. Hot Pocket juice is far too hot. It is absolute insanity, okay? Because we've all been there. We've all been there where you were hungry, you heat up the Hot Pocket, that's gonna be quick, and then you went ahead and you put it higher than the instructions say, because you know when you follow the instructions, the middle cold. So then, you put it at least 2 minutes higher than the instructions say because you got a different type of microwave. Your microwave doesn't work like the box says. And so you put an extra 2 minutes, but now we're into heated territory that no one, even the people at the company, are aware of, right? And then you pull the Hot Pocket out, you hold it by the sleeve, and you wouldn't even be in this situation if you could just be a gentleman and wait, right? But you're hungry, you're greedy, you can't help yourself, and so you do blow. You give it a good try too. You blowing the bread. You're not doing anything for that juice inside. That juice is still bubbling like lava. Wait to bust out. And so then you take your first bite, and because you're hungry, because you're being greedy, you bite too hard, the juice pops out, it hits your lip, and you go, ah! Now you coughing because steam coming out of your mouth because you got the corner bread in your mouth with all the juice burning everything. Burning teeth. Just burning. Inexplicably, just burning and burning and burning. It's terrible. This woman was running after this man. We don't know what he did. I didn't stay for an interview. This woman was running down the stairs after this man and had the Hot Pocket sleeve in her hand. and reared back like an ancient weapon. Reared back. And flung the hot block out, flung it like she had done it before. Like, she must be burning him weekly to have this sort of aim. If this was a game show, I could never sling it and hit what I wanted to hit. And she hit, not only did she hit him in the middle of the back. She hit him in the spot, so it's in just enough of a position that he can't really reach it. Like, it's not here, it's not here. Like, this man is fighting for his life right now. She done gave him 32nd degree burns. And my man's like, ah! And I want to help, but I'm like, I'm not going to burn my fingers. Like, and then I had never stopped walking the entire time, but I did take off into a brisk jog. Because as he was holding the railing of his stoop, I saw her lift another hot pocket. I was like, let me leave before I witness a murder.
Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I think I'm just at this point where I'm fed up with a lot of things. Like I think that I don't think I'm crazy. I don't think that I'm a crazy person.
It's great that you're saying this in kind of a whisper, too.
No, but like...
Hey, listen. I don't think I'm crazy, okay? I don't think I'm crazy. No one can tell me that I'm crazy.
So basically, kind of off the cusp of what we talked about before on the Patreon and stuff like that, I've been going to the gym, and I've seen increasingly, there's just a wave. There's an epidemic in this country at this moment of people...
Two, I think.
Of people who genuinely want to be bigger people than they are. Like, I know my body size. I know my body type. I know that the best thing that I can do is gain about 10 pounds. I gain about 10 pounds, of muscle. And I hold it for the rest of my life. I'm doing really well, because I'm not a tall enough guy to be a big guy. That's not who I am.
Right.
I'm not a huge man.
Okay.
So I don't lift like a huge man would lift. I don't try to pick up 300, pounds and put it on my chest or lift it with my legs or move it at all. If I see 300 pounds, I leave it alone. I've been very good at leaving 300 pounds alone my entire life. I've seen 300 pounds worth of stuff and I haven't touched it.
This whole rant has the energy of someone called you small yesterday.
No.
Someone just like, oh, you're little. And you'd be like, listen, I don't need to lift those big weights, okay? Doesn't matter, okay? I don't need to. I know I'm not big. I don't need it. I'm comfortable with me. I don't need to lift it. You get out of here.
Everything that you said is true except for somebody calling me small. I'm very comfortable in my body. I know who I am. I like who I am. And I don't need to lift ridiculous amounts of weight just to prove something. Like, honestly, when you lift like that, all you're doing is practicing pushing people away in your life. That's all you're getting stronger for.
Jesus.
That if you are pushing 500 pounds, I bet you could push a sibling away.
Well, so now I want to be clear now, too. Are you against anyone just trying to get bigger that way, or are you mainly just coming down on the people who clearly are trying, but they're skipping too many steps?
I'm coming down on people who lift wrong. There's a lot of people out here that are like, if I moved it an inch, I did the whole rep, and that's not life.
Yes. Well, that's like when we watched, if you ever watch those videos, we've watched a couple of the gym fail compilation stuff. And yeah, we just did a thing on Patreon about it a little bit. And it's like most of those people who like fall down right away or pass out, it's because like, yeah, your body doesn't want to do that. Your body shut down because you decided to skip from 200 to 300.
So there was this man in the gym that this is also a very dumb thing to have happen because it's wholly unnecessary because even the gym wasn't equipped for it. Okay. So the gym doesn't have like a trap bar, right? It doesn't have one of those hex bars that you know. So I went to this gym and it's very minimal, right? And this person took the long bar, like the bar for, squatting and bench pressing and everything. And this person, I don't know what his plan was. I really don't. But this is so stupid. And I should have just been recording him. Anyway, so because now
that would be the next step of evolution in the show.
Because now I have to explain a thing that's so dumb. I'm going to sound dumb saying it. So
that's going to be fun for me. So
what he did was he took the 2 bars that are for squatting or bench pressing, and he put weight on either side of those bars. Then he stood in the middle of each of those bars and tried to pick them both up. Like he was standing in a hex bar, which if you don't know what a hex bar is, it's a way for you to deadlift where the bar, instead of being one long strip, it's all around you.
It's a hexagon around you.
This man took a bar here and a bar here and put weight on either side of them, and then was trying to deadlift them up each.
To explain it, it's as if he took weightlifting bars, but like he put them down like skis.
He put them down like skis, and then
on
he tried to
side
pick it
of
up.
him to reach down to pull them up. And I'm assuming were these like regular length like bench bars?
Yeah, regular length bench bars, which is insane.
Wow.
So then
the confidence that you will be able to balance that perfectly.
So then
with only your wrists,
this dude then stands up. So he does do the rep. I'm not I gotta give him full credit. He did the rep. But what he ends up doing after that is each bar in his hand starts like swinging. Like it starts like swinging one side. That so now he's shifting his weight to try to balance them, which you don't even have to do. You did the rep. Let it go. You could drop it. It would make a loud noise. So he did
the rep, and then he's just holding them now. And then
he did the rep. I think what he was trying to do is do the rep and then shrug it. I think he was trying to stand up and then shrug.
Oh, do a little shrug.
But as he's trying to shrug it, he like knocks him off balance. So now he just looks like the world's worst juggler. Like nothing's leaving his hands, but everything's moving. And people are starting to get concerned. Like, you don't want to get close enough to actually spot him, but you kind of, if he had 2 friends, first of all, if he had 2 friends, he wouldn't have done this. But if he had 2 friends, they could have run up and grabbed the bar and taken each one out of his hand and told him that he was an idiot. But because he doesn't, he's just sort of swinging both bars and then is turning as he's swinging because now he's truly off balance. Right?
It's like those videos you see of bridges that go crazy, you know?
Those bridges that
and wobble and they just freak the hell out.
Yeah. So then he's like this, and he starts banging into a couple things like some benches and stuff because the whole area is not wide enough for him to be doing this. And so then he bangs into a couple things, and he finally is like, I should set these down, and you can see just
I should stop.
You can see the strain on his face as he's trying to set them down while they're also uneven, and he just refuses to drop them because I guess that would be in poor taste. And so he finally sets them down. When he stands back up after that, if you want to call it a rep, he is so genuinely lightheaded. Like, bro, I could see it. I was like, this dude wants to pass out. This dude wants to pass out so bad. And if nothing else but the sheer, like a man's ego is an incredibly powerful thing.
For sure.
An ego will give you the strength to lift that, but it will also remind you of how embarrassing it would be to pass out, to the point where you force oxygen into your brain so you don't pass out. This dude was wobbling. He wobbled to the water fountain, and then he stayed at the water fountain for quite a while and then just didn't drink any water. This dude is leaning on the water fountain for strength.
Because he knew bending over the rest of the way would take him down. That's where his body would give up to actually get to the drink.
Yeah, if I actually stand up from this water fountain, I'll just pass out and bang my head on this water fountain.
Wow. I do wonder sometimes. Like, I don't go to the gym often, so that's why I don't know a lot of gym stories when Josh brings it up. But there is always there's always people. And did this guy too seem like actually kind of in shape too?
No, he was in shape. That's why he didn't need to do that.
And that's always the mind-blowing part too. It's always really in shape people. But you see everything they do is a buck wild choice. And obviously that's not how you set that up. Don't do it that way.
Don't ever.
Then you're like, how did you avoid injury long enough to get in good shape? It's like they seem like they got lucky for so long and you're catching the one. Or is that every time? Does this guy feel like he's about to pass out every goddamn time? And in his mind, he's like, man, that's a hell of a workout. One rep makes you want to pass out.
Can you imagine almost passing out and then having to, in your head, go, oh, one.
Day's just getting started.
Yeah.
Set one, rep one down.
I also love the... it was deeply uncomfortable. So, if someone actually listens to this podcast that does CrossFit, I'm sure they'll correct us in some way or fashion. But to my knowledge, and I just call them CrossFit pull-ups because they're wrong, and I've only ever seen people who do CrossFit do them. Okay. Have you seen the pull-up where you're just fully using momentum to get the next rep? So it just looks like you're chest bumping the bar, like you're just riding.
Yeah.
I've literally only ever seen people who I know do CrossFit do it that way. That's just, I don't know if that's how they teach you or if they just don't care and they count those as reps. But basically, I was watching this guy in the gym one time that was doing those. And there's a guy standing on the ground that's trying to use the pull down machine. And he is just catching whiffs of crotch at every rub with the bar. He's just it's like he's truly catching crotch in the ear, and he's trying to just do his reps, and you can tell he's just swallowing the anger. He's just like, oh, okay.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know how more people don't just die in gyms, to be honest.
It's such a weird, the concept of a gym is wild because you pay me the money and then you just free range. You can just go. But that doesn't mean you know how to work out. No. I've even said that on stage before. I was like, you just took my money. I haven't graduated any program or anything.
Yeah.
So now I've just given you money to be allowed to hurt myself here.
Nah, you're good. Go in there. Throw around all those big, heavy circles. You got it, bud. I believe in you.
Yeah.
Here's a sticker. Yeah.
And for $25.99, I'll believe in you a little bit extra every month with one of our specialized trainers.
Yep. And I'll be here every week in my polo doing this. Giving a little thumbs up at you. And then once you walk away, I do not want to fucking hear from you again. Once you're in there with the big dangerous stuff, I don't want to hear from you. Get in there. Fuck it up.
My my friend in Chicago. Do you remember when I was in Chicago, I was at that Export Fitness?
I remember you talking about it. Yeah.
Okay. So I joined this Export Fitness gym when I lived in Chicago. And it was like, if I had been thinking and if it had been any other time in my life, I wouldn't have done it actually. You join that gym and they want all the money up front. there's no monthly plan. At least while I was there was no monthly.
Oh, so like for the year you pay
they want
up front for a yearly
year
cost?
and a half up front.
Damn.
It's wild. And then their January special, their like promotion that they do is that they'll give you, they say they're giving you like 4 months up to 6 months free. But you're not. That's just what you charge. And you're like, if I divide it, I didn't save anything. You know what I mean? Like maybe the promotion goes away, but it probably comes back. So this is just what you charge at this gym. Like, don't act like you're doing me some huge favor.
Right.
I said all that to say that when I was there was one guy who would always roast me because he wanted to train me. And so his sales tactic was to just belittle me every time he saw me.
Oh, yeah. You told me about this guy. Yeah.
So he would just roast me hard. He'd just be like, what's that, extra small? Like, just like everything about my shirts, about everything. And I was just like, nah, it's a regular
like, no,
small.
I'm comfortable with my size. I don't need to be in here lifting this heavy stuff.
Yeah.
So this happened recently, everybody.
And this dude was torn, right? This dude was like Terry Crews levels torn. And he'd just be like, hey, I see you in this gym. I see you moving around. You can move a little weight, but you guessing. Why you guessing? Like he would do that every time. I would come in. I would work out. I would know it was back day, so I would do only my back. And then just for fun, sometimes for cardio, I do the ropes. They have the ropes that you can do. You know, little like shaking the ropes. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Shaking the ropes.
Yeah, it's like that. Isn't it a football thing? Don't you guys do that in football a lot?
It's for a lot. I mean, not at my school. We didn't have big ropes, but yeah, for you, the big ass ropes you throw around. Rope shaking.
Yeah, do the rope shaking.
Yeah, do that.
And so I would do something like that, and anytime I turned around and I was doing an exercise that was outside the bounds of the body group I was working that day, that dude would, I would just see him in the corner and he'd just be shaking his head. It's like, it was the most
disappointed in you from afar.
Dude, it was the most flattered but bullied but like it was insane, and it went on for months, dude. It went on for months. This dude, I would come in because I wasn't even coming in every day. There were some.
You gained like a high school athlete dad.
Yeah,
like you gained him. Like he was disappointed in you that you weren't living up to the potential.
Yeah. This dude was
to
wild.
Make the team. He expects more of you, Josh.
Yeah. And then he was like, what was he told me one time? He was like, oh man, I saw you in here one time. I saw you doing those tricep extensions. I was scared for your life. I was scared for your life. Okay.
I was scared for your life.
Because like you couldn't handle that weight. You couldn't handle it. And I thought your little arms were gonna snap in half. This dude is telling me this. And then I was like, hey, if you saw me struggling, why didn't you help me? And he was like, I almost ran up to spot you, but sometimes people need to learn.
You need to let a dude die to learn his lesson.
And I was like, why would I want to train with you if I know you almost let me hurt myself? And he was like, but I didn't let you hurt yourself because you didn't hurt yourself. And I'm like, don't act like a guardian angel. Like,
yeah. Don't act like you could tell I was going to get out of it.
Yeah.
If you were worried.
Because
that's how you started this.
Because the time that he's talking about, I couldn't even remember. So it's not like I almost died and he saw me and then he brought it up later. Whatever he's talking about, I was like, are you sure you're even talking about me? Like,
yeah.
Because also,
do all us littles look the same to you?
Yeah. Dude, does everyone under 6 feet, under 200 pounds look the same to you? You know? Which would be hilarious, by the way, is if you're such a big dude, if you walk around looking like Terry Crews and the rest of the world looks like minions to you.
All I see is forehead. I don't know. I can't. Everyone looks the same. Whether
they're 4 foot or they're 5, like 9. You're like, I can't, I don't, what? Dude, it was truly chaos. This dude would he wouldn't follow me around. He would just always be there.
But he'd be watching from across the room.
This dude, and I never really looked out for him that much. Anytime I happened to see him was me looking back. Does that make sense? Like he was never in my like field of vision.
Yeah.
He would just be, if I just happened to take a break, like I'm drinking water and I turn around, he's just in the distance in the gym, just like I've never seen someone try to sell me.
He can't even drink hard enough.
There's no one that's ever tried to sell me that hard.
Yeah.
Because he told me, he was like, man, I can see you got a little shoulder, you got a little chest. It's just wasted potential.
Yeah. That's a real gym stepdad. That's a
real. Yeah.
You know,
I was like, if anything, I can't work out with you now. You know that, right? Like, I can't.
Because even now, there's too much feeling involved.
This is too intense.
You're already too disappointed in me. I want to at least start a median with someone.
And then
slowly disappoint them over time.
And then it was at that gym. So much happened at that gym because there was a thing where if you open the wrong door, an alarm would sound, and for whatever reason, they actually had to clear everybody out of the gym. So if you went out of one of those doors, you'd lose your membership, and it was written on the door. It was written on the door.
You lose your membership even?
You lose your membership.
Wow.
Because because they were only part of that building. And so I guess if you sound that alarm, you end up actually like having them make everyone evacuate that's in the building. I think outside the export
just because of that, just because that alarm goes off, they have to, like, by policy, get everyone out.
Because I asked it, because it was written on 5 doors. And I asked one of the guys one day, just one of the guys that worked there, I don't even know if he was a trainer, and I asked him why, and he was like, because once it goes off, it doesn't stop. Like someone has to come, like, I guess you have to put a key in it. I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah, and sometimes the fire department's the one that has like that key.
Yeah. And so the worst part about that thing was they're the 5 doors that are like to the sidewalk. They're the most reasonable doors to exit.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I almost did it one time, and I'm surprised I never did it. But I watched a guy do it once, and you could just see his face. Like the color.
Then you lose your membership?
You lose your membership.
Wow.
The color just drained from his face, and he only cracked it, and it went off. And we all had to like walk out, and I just left because I was like, I was almost done anyway. I'll just leave in these clothes. Right. I don't need this bad.
I feel like that's something that, I know it's an emergency exit, so you can't block it, but I feel like you could put like one little yellow tape, caution thing just right across it. Yeah. That would stop people. That stops people. And that you can run through that in an emergency. That's not gonna hold anybody.
Yeah.
If the gym is suddenly fully on fire in the middle, which would be hard to do. Someone was working out so hard they burst into flames. Like that's for that to happen. One of the best workouts I saw someone do was there, and it was this guy. It was these 2 dudes who looked identical. Like one of them spotted me one time, and I guess I let it slip that I thought they were twins or something. And they were like, no, we're just buddies. And it was so funny to me because they looked identical. It was like, really?
They looked like 2 Joe Rogans. Like two dudes that couldn't have, because they were both
Dos
bald.
Rogans?
They were both bald, and they both had the shoulders and everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, when they would work out, I love to see it. Because at first I thought they were trolling, because this is the beginning of people putting those YouTube videos of them doing weird, annoying workouts.
Oh, yeah. Screaming and shit.
These dudes were not trolling at all. Their workout grunt sounded like an injury. And it couldn't have been funnier. Every rep it was really one guy that did it more than the other guy. But every rep that this guy would do, he would go. He would go, wait, don't make me laugh. Stop. Okay, wait.
Oh, dude.
Every rep he would go. Oh. every rep, it didn't matter if he was doing chest press. He would be doing chest press. He'd be doing shoulder press. He would be doing like pull-ups, and he would go.
That sounds like you did something that like pisses off your dad. Like he looks at, he's like, "Nah, come on, I gotta fix this now."
And the worst part about it was that his form was like impeccable. Like you actually could have made a tutorial video of this dude and just have him going.
Yeah, it's a workout video where they're showing form and they never address the noises that the athlete in the video is making. Because what we're trying to get is, if you look right here, that's the kind of motion we're looking for.
And it was like,
and it's just in the guy's trying to talk over it to camera. He's here, in the background.
Because to me, this I guess what makes me laugh about it so hard is that his level of grunt was obviously based off the level of weight he was doing.
Right.
So when he was doing hard shoulder presses, he was like, right? But then when he was doing just we're talking about body squats. He would be like, and it was my favorite. I was so excited when they would work out because it was so funny. At first I thought they were trolling, and by the third time I was like, oh, this is earnest. Like,
they both did it? They both made that noise?
The other guy did it less than the main guy did it the most, and he did it the loudest.
Because it'd be great if they both had the exact same noise, and then they look alike too, and just trading places.
I'm so glad that we're getting good stuff. I have a very bad feeling that my battery's about to die. So
on your camera?
It'll be less for you to edit, but it does mean we may not have a full video episode because I don't know.
Is it giving the battery sign right now, or
it's giving the battery sign? And I charged it, and it wasn't full, but it was on 2 bars, and it's only been 30 minutes. So.
Is it giving you the battery sign, or is it flashing the little red one for the card, meaning it's recording?
No, it's flashing the battery red and white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we'll take it till it goes, but yeah, I'll just keep talking. Because
I'm wondering
I feel
too,
like we
if we
have
want
plenty of good stuff for video. But yeah, so anyway, I love when there's a movement in the gym, or there's just a certain exertion that's just not regular, because these exercises are not new. There's rarely new equipment, and even when there is, it's new equipment helping you do an old exercise.
Right. Yeah.
So I used to love the guys who came in with the respirators before COVID. Do you remember those dudes who would come in with the oxygen mask?
I mean, I've seen guys in oxygen masks. Josh, I don't go to the gym, bud.
Yeah, but I just mean,
in the time you've known me, I don't go to the gym.
Yeah, I just mean if you've seen it in passing, I know you don't go.
Oxygen tanks? Yeah, I've seen.
No, not oxygen tanks. The little mask.
Oh, like the white mask, or like
kind of like it'll be the mask with the 2 circles on either side.
Okay, like an old ventilation mask kind of thing.
Yeah, and people would work out in those. And it was always funny to watch because they were trying to mimic working out in altitude, I guess.
Is that the point of that?
I believe so. And it's so funny because
yep, that's your camera turning off.
Yeah.
Well, Josh's camera turned off. We're going to finish the episode, so hey. something's gonna happen video wise.
That's so funny. Okay. So yeah, no, you would just see a guy in like a respirator or something, and
right.
And every once in a while, you would see a guy who's like really slowing down. Like this was a bad idea. He should not be doing this. He's not like. It's not that he's not fit. There's just a level of fitness for what you want to do versus where you are.
Right. Yeah.
And he's not at that place where he can run on the treadmill for an hour in that respirator. It's just not happening.
Right.
And so you would see him just like really contemplating his life, but with the mask still on. Like this whole thing probably seems like less of an issue since we've lived in COVID and have watched people have emotions with the mask on. But the first time I ever saw someone have like a full on breakdown, I was in a mask I made. I was in a gym and this dude was just like huffing and puffing, but walking back and forth with his hands on his hips, but refused to take the mask off, but was just like.
And this was pre-COVID, you said?
This is pre-COVID. So,
okay.
So my man does look crazy.
Yeah. It's people like that too. Like you look around, we can't all be training for something. We all can't be training for some sort of life-changing journey we're about to go on. And it seems like that's what some are trying to do. Of like, I gotta be ready to run a mountain, maybe.
I'll do you one better. Better. Most of us shouldn't be training for anything.
Yeah, that's the flip side of it. Most of us just should not be. Yeah.
Because this is the thing. A lot of people mistake what good longevity exercise is. It's very little of it is lifting, actually. You need to be active to the point where you're walking every day, and you need to be moving for yourself when it's necessary. So you going, like, I think that New York keeps people just by virtue of what it takes to live here. I think New York actually does help you stay healthy if you decide to walk instead of Uber and bus everywhere.
Well,
that alone
when I was
is
there,
doing like wonders for you.
When I was there and we talked about how hot it was, I think I lost like 7 pounds just from like purely walking around and sweating my ass off.
Yeah,
and then the agility too, because remember that last day, New York threw a few rats and roaches at me, so maybe kind of have to stay quick.
Yeah, because
it
honestly,
happened twice on the way home. A rat ran through my feet, which is like fine, but it's startling once. Twice, you kind of go like, really?
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, that thing, oof. When you have to just like get somewhere on foot that you don't even care to be, that really makes you take your time when you're walking. And I think that just that alone is really good exercise.
Even that, dude. That's what I love too about people that live in New York, and you do it a lot, where it's like you're even trying to praise it for something, and you're like, yeah, but then you gotta walk, and you don't even want to be there.
No, yeah.
Every statement always has this layer of being like, and also like, what's even the point and why? But New York. This is wildly off topic. I mean, I guess not. It's about staying limber, staying loose. But this might only be interesting to you and not our listeners at all. But Maddie caught a possum the other night.
So your dog, that is how old?
She turns 12 this week.
So your dog that is 12 years old this week caught a possum.
Bro, I was proud of her. She's never caught anything.
It caught a possum that I'm assuming was agile.
It was a small possum. Like, it was small and like thin. I actually thought I saw it at one point. There was a quick second in my head where I'm like, is that a ferret? Because I've never seen one so long and like black before. But it was definitely a possum because I saw it had the tail and it wasn't a rat. And then she went right to it. She had it. She knew where it was gonna be. I'm really proud of her. She's a shit hunter for a hound. So she was ready. She bolted, cut it off, and it was in her mouth with one grab, and then it did the full like possum like blah, like play dead thing. And it was really, honestly too. I'm gonna critique this possum's performance, hamming it up a little bit. It was a bit much.
Do you think if possums
It had its
could
mouth
talk,
open and its tongue out. It was going bah, and I'm like, all right.
do you think if possums could talk, they'd be like, "Oh, you got me. I have been murdered."
Ooh, oh, you got me, the light. Oh no,
damn.
I see my grandma.
Ooh, I'm so dead. Ooh. Oh, you done killed me. Ooh.
And she was, I think Maddie was surprised she caught it because at one I like yelled, I was like, Maddie, drop it. And she kind of looked at me like, I don't know what to do now. She just had it in her mouth looking at me. And then she dropped it and I dragged her in. And then once I closed the door, I saw the possum get up. I'm like, ugh, and then like walk out of the yard.
Dude,
that's the part that grossed you out the most was the possum walking away.
Yeah, that was.
What do you think was going to happen next?
I hadn't prepared myself for that part.
For the thought of a possum walking. Okay, interesting.
So over the weekend, I was in Ojai, California, with Sally and her parents and everything. And in the middle of the night, I went to the bathroom. And in the bathroom, while I was on the toilet, just trying to, do my natural thing, a spider.
Trying to do my natural thing.
A spider that just had too many legs. Okay, a spider with
more than the regular
legs
8
coming out of its legs. Yeah, like this.
A 15-legged spider came out.
This spider had a fat old ass, which to me reads as poison.
You're probably not wrong.
Yeah, so I just like immediately grab a towel and stomp the shit out of it, Right. I'm just stomp, right? I move the towel. This is all while I'm still on the toilet. Like I'm not standing up or anything, right?
Right.
And so I can barely even reach it. I'm like extending my leg to stomp it. And then I move the towel and it's all crumbled. So
you're standing on the toilet but stomping down at it. Raining down from above is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was just trying to, yeah.
And so then I move the towel and it's doing its all crunchy, like I've been through a blender stance, whatever, right? And then I think it's dead. I'm still on the toilet, so I can't do anything about it at the moment. And I genuinely almost screamed though, because I'm sitting on the toilet. I'm almost done. And as I'm about to like stand up, it fully just extends all of its legs and runs away. And
wow.
And I was ready to throw up. Because if you've ever watched a spider come back to life, you know how disgusting it looks. Like it stayed in that crumpled position because it thought, okay, if I stay like this, maybe they'll leave me alone. And he was right.
Yeah.
Then I go have a great day. We went on a hike. It was beautiful. We saw some oranges along the way that were like truly like so ripe that they were falling off the tree. Incredibly sweet. We ate a couple of them. And then we went into town, had a great brunch, and just like had a really, really nice day. Then that night, I go to the bathroom again, and this is I'm pretty regular. I don't want to brag, but I go to the bathroom again, and as I am on the toilet,
shut the fuck up. Hit me in waves of you bragging about being regular. All right, go ahead. What happened?
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a great thing. Yeah,
it means your life.
Some
is
people
in
aren't
order.
that way. Yeah.
So anyway,
my girlfriend's jealous of me. I'm more regular. She absolutely. She's called me out. She's like you got your times in the day. I go, yes, I do.
Yeah. And so
it's called training.
Ugh.
Huh? Come on. It's called aspiring to greatness.
Oh God. Okay. So anyway, I go to the bathroom again, and I'm in the same position, just vulnerable. Okay, pants down, knees up. All right.
That's the way I like to fuck.
And so,
you said it in the perfect rhythm. I couldn't help but say it.
What I can only assume is the same spider comes from under this set of like drawers that are in the bathroom, and I'm like, he's asking to be murdered now. Like now he's actually asking. So I laid a trap. I dropped a washcloth on the floor and let him walk on it, and then I threw the towel over, and then I stomped it, because now there's nothing flat for him to, like, you know, weasel around with. You know, he can't like shimmy and everything. He's between two textured surfaces that are going to be smushed together. So now I got him right in my mind. Now I got he's done. You know.
But what's that? He's behind you with a gun.
And so then I stop. I finish using the bathroom. I stand up, right? I
regular amount of time.
Again. I check, very regular amount of time. I'm not a freak. I check again, and he's still there. I then go, and this is my fault. I did this to myself, okay? This is not a good thing that I did. But just out of the fact that he defied me once, and then I lost him, and now I got him again, and I laid a trap for him. I think it's Macho Man Randy Savage's People's Elbow, right?
The People's Elbow is The Rock, but Randy Savage did the Flying Elbow. The atomic elbow.
I'll show you what I did, and you tell me who it belongs to. Okay, I went ahead and I slapped.
I'll just say the two elbow moves.
I slapped the elbow, and I did a little jump, and I came down as best as I could. The problem is when I went to
that hurts when you do it.
When I went
on the floor.
When I went to come down in the bathroom, I slipped on a different towel. And so I nearly put my elbow through the wall. Because as I was coming down, it just threw my trajectory off. Like now I'm falling, but I'm more falling towards the wall. And when I went to, I didn't try it again. When I went to move the towel, the spider was gone.
Okay. I got a few things we need to just go back through and just touch on.
Go ahead and shoot.
Okay. So you genuinely decided to drop an elbow on the spider.
I already killed him. Now it's time to insult him.
And you thought, like, this won't go wrong.
I thought there was enough room in the bathroom.
But you're still going to come down on, like, the flat floor with your elbow. It's not going to feel great.
Yeah, but I'm going to land on rugs and towels.
Okay. All right. Fair. Okay, fair. But then I
should have pointed out there was a big rug in the bathroom.
That's still... Okay. I'm still like, you're lucky you didn't, like, fracture your fucking elbow just dropping it on the flat floor.
I was gonna hit him
in the bathroom.
I was gonna hit him with more tricep meat than elbow.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, you're really trying to do a stunt fall. I get it. I gotcha. But then ultimately, the spider did escape, and so now you're just showboating.
I mean, I don't know why that's such a arc of the story.
I'm just saying the spider has bested you twice now. And you got so cocky you were about to do a celebratory elbow drop onto it. That would be like if when The Rock does the people's elbow and he like pulls off the shoulder pad and does like the thing, he's not realizing the wrestler is slowly crawling away until he drops the elbow and he's like, oh, damn it, they left. I didn't look.
I guess it would be like that.
Yeah.
How about we open the mailbag?
No, you don't get to just pull that ripcord on me. You know the story you just told. Fine, we can open the mailbag if you want. Let's see here. I wasn't prepared. Let me open it up. All right, this first one here. This one is from Ivana, and the title of it says, "How do I get in the mailbag?" And then the body says, "Yay, please help, thanks." Hey, you've done it.
Your wish was granted.
You got in the mailbag. That's how you do it. You email joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. So send away, Ivana. You've done it.
That's so fun.
Congrats. I love that. Because it's also like the way to do it, and they nailed it. So
Ivana killed it.
it's perfect. All right. This next one here, this is from Daniel, and I figured this one's on topic because it's called Puking at the Gym. And we just had stories of gym craziness and unfortunate bathroom craziness with your spider fight. So let's see. This is from Daniel. Hey, Josh and Logan. Over the past year or so, I have discovered Josh's stand-up and really enjoyed all that I could find on the internet. When I found out that y'all were hosting your own podcast, I knew I had to check it out. Since listening in for the first time, I have been listening to you all every day and have thoroughly enjoyed each episode since. I particularly enjoyed the episode Say Something Dummy, partly because of the ridiculous story, but also because Logan's infectious laugh. Great stuff. That one, I really got broke in that one. So, but also, if they just recently discovered the show, I think that was episode 99, wasn't it? Like,
I think so.
God damn. Just, God, some of y'all are amazing. Just the way you sprint through, like I don't know. Anyways, I wanted to share a story with you that I think you might get some amusement out of. My whole life, I grew up overweight and very insecure about my body. I was never proud of how I looked or felt, and in the summer of 2018, I decided that I was going to change that once and for all before I started college. I decided to join a gym, and one of my best friends, who had been working out consistently for a few years at this point. Prior to this, I had never had any official weight training or gym experience in my life. However, I did play sports for most of my life, so I was not entirely unsure of myself when I first walked into the gym. However, where I was a total novice was in the kitchen. For most of my life, I had the diet of a middle schooler. Pizza rolls, fudge rounds, potato chips, and that good Southern cooking is what I grew up on. This was also the food that I ate when I first initially started working out. I bought every kind of supplement that I could get my hands on, protein powders, pre-workout, BCAAs, you name it, I bought it. You might now be able to see where this story is going, but if not, I promise I will arrive to the point soon. I love a pre-story tease. You might see where this is going. If you don't, I'll tell you. One day I decided that I wanted to go to the gym to work out. However, I was hungry at the time, and I was not about to go to the gym on an empty stomach. Lucky me, my family had ordered pizza the night prior, so there had been plenty of leftover pizza for me to eat. So I regretfully ate more pizza than I should have, guzzled down my pre-workout concoction, and headed to the gym. On the way to the gym, I began to feel an uneasiness in my stomach, but I was filled with #brotivation. Thank you. And was not about to be stopped by a little bit of a tummy ache. Once arriving to the gym, Once arriving to the gym, I decide that it is time to do some back exercises. So like any other gym bro, I sat down at the rowing machine to start my beginning sets. I should also note two things at this point. One, I arrive at the gym around 6 p.m., which is the absolute rush hour for the gym. There were people everywhere, and I was practically shoulder to shoulder with everyone in the gym. Two, the rowing machine I was using was in the literal middle of the gym, which meant that I was surrounded by people and mirrors on all sides. Okay. All right, back to the story. I think he's putting that like out of game, in game. So I sit down to begin my sets, and my stomach is feeling uneasy. I complete set 1, no big deal. However, set 2 was a different story. As I am performing my second set, I can feel the unholy mix of pre-workout and pizza, and my stomach begin to return to the surface. Stricken with fear of what was about to happen, I panic and freeze. Then the unthinkable happened. I puked onto the rowing machine in the middle of the gym during the middle of rush hour. I sat there in the middle of the gym with the nastiest mix of stomach acid, pizza, and pre-workout you have ever seen, just sitting on the rowing machine. That sounds like it would look like the slime from Ghostbusters 2.
It also would be, because it's a rowing machine, it'd be so funny if he slid back while it happened.
Oh, and like fell off the back of it. Like, bah! Pushed him. In this moment, my fight or flight instinct kicked in, and I fought everyone there. No, that's not what happens. But that would be, I just started throwing punches. No, I immediately ran towards the paper towel station. I ripped off some paper towels, frantically cleaned up my puke, and then sat to finish my set and work out like nothing happened. That's a bold move. No, this is normal. That's how it goes. If that doesn't happen to you, you're doing it wrong. To this day, I can't believe that I did not just get up and leave in humiliation of the fact that I just puked in the middle of the busiest gym in town. But for some reason, I was compelled to complete my workout. I hope you enjoyed the story of me being slightly humiliated in public. I still get a kick out of this to this day. Life is funny, isn't it?
What a beautifully chaotic ending.
Anyways, thanks for all you two do. Keep up the good work. Take care, Daniel. There's also some PSs here. Do you want me to read those?
Yeah, please.
P.S. I live in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and would love to see y'all perform stand-up here someday. Don't know if my city has ever been on the radar, but I'd love to put our name in the running for future shows just in case you guys are ever feeling up to it. I mean, half show will travel is usually our deal, but...
Yeah, right.
You know, a little bit. So Chattanooga, probably not out of range. PSS... that's postscript. It'd be PPS, right? Postscript.
Yeah, PPS.
And I'm not meaning to correct. I read it and then my brain got stuck of being like, that's not.
You don't have to explain yourself. You're doing great.
Hey, thanks, buddy. That's the most supportive he's ever been to me on the show. That's the nicest Josh has ever been to me. And his camera's not working, so there isn't even video evidence of it now. Damn it.
Yeah, there'll be a cartoon, though.
I also come from a small town like Josh, and growing up, we also had a firework man. Our firework man also operated out of an 18-wheeler container with awnings cut into it like the one Josh mentioned that he purchased fireworks from in episode 101, the Louisiana Avengers. My firework man left his firework container in the parking lot of our grocery store year-round, and it would open up in July. Oh, wow. So a year-round. That truly is then just a spirit Halloween. Like it opens for the 1 month and then just sits empty.
100%.
Glad to hear that I'm not the only one who grew up with a small town with a local firework man. Maybe my town was just too small to even have a firework man. Maybe you guys were big small towns. We didn't even have a fireworks industry in my hometown.
Yeah, imagine being a little city slicker.
Yeah, that's probably good, huh?
Yeah.
We're just going a little short on this one, but...
Thanks so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, Josh Johnson on Twitter, Josh J Comedy on Facebook, and Josh Johnson Comedy on TikTok and YouTube, where we're going to be posting clips and full videos of the show. And if you're looking for Logan...
You can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get in the mailbag like those people there, you can email us, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. Or you can also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, which we also like to read in the air. And I just had some sent to me, actually, from our Canadian iTunes reviews.
Oh, wow.
Our buddy D sent me a couple. So maybe we'll have to read, now that I have some international iTunes reviews, maybe we'll read some next time.
Yeah, please.
And you can also, what's the next thing I say? It's about the Patreon. That's what it is. So if you join our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show, we have bonus podcasts there, bonus video stuff, and access to past virtual live shows, full replays at a certain level, which we'll probably be doing one of those here soon. We'll be posting. We haven't scheduled that yet.
Yeah.
For the next virtual show. Well, we're going to do it again this month.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be fun.
Keep an eye out for that. Follow us on all those socials to get those details.
Come on through and watch yourself when you work out. Be your own spotter, you know? Be careful.
Be your own spotter. Now, that's kind of inspirational. I like that. And it can be taken either way. Like, be your own spotter at the gym. Be your own emotional spotter. You know, take care of you. Be your own heart spotter. Heart spot doesn't sound good. That sounds like something that'll kill you.
Yeah, that sounds really bad.
Yeah. Ooh, you got a heart spotter. Ooh. Killed him. One of that killed my uncles.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Yeah, heart spotter seems like it'll do you in.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the Widowmaker. The old heart spotter. It's hard to say quick, too. I'm just going to see how long I can drag out this. Because I have a heart spot. Yeah, the heart spot's really... Yes, slurred speech is the first sign of a heart spotter. Well, all right. I'm going to call my doctor. Thanks for listening.